Last week, U.S. District Court Judge Clark Wadhoops smacked down a Utah state law that bans polygamy. He said it violates the First Amendment guarantees of due process and religious freedom. And listen to this, the lawsuit was actually brought up by reality TV stars from TLC's show Sister Wives. So what this ruling does is it basically decriminalizes polygamy in Utah. Interesting. Now, Rick Santorum saw this and he went out there, tried to do a victory lap and said, see, I told you so. All you liberals said I was crazy when I said that gay marriage would lead to polygamy. Well, look, now it's led to polygamy. Well, Rick, there's only one problem with what you're saying. Number one, I didn't tell you that it wouldn't lead to polygamy. Sure, some liberals did, but other liberals like myself said, yes, I hope it does lead to polygamy, because I have no problem with polygamy. And the judge who decided this case was a George W. Bush appointee. So it's not a liberal judge who said, yes, polygamy is fine. It is a conservative judge who said, yes, polygamy is fine. Now, again, it was a constitutional argument they made. Okay, so essentially the judge put aside personal feelings, personal opinions, and said, I'm simply legislating on the side of what the Constitution says. But also, if you're a conservative, shouldn't you be in favor of small government? And wouldn't small government get out of people's private lives? And wouldn't if somebody wants to get married to multiple people in their private lives, shouldn't that not be an issue? Now, let me explain further why polygamy, in my opinion, it should totally be legal. My standard is very simple. Consenting adults. So if you have one man and 4 women, they want to get married. If you have 1 woman and 4 men, they want to get married. If you want to have a grand old time and have 6 or 7, by all means. Of course, you still crack down on fraud and abuse and tax issues where people try to skirt the actual laws. Absolutely, that's the whole point of making sure fraud doesn't exist. You always try to weed it out no matter what, right? But if they're legitimate and if it is consenting adults, yes, I don't see any problem with it whatsoever. Now, the thing is, conservatives lump everything in together, as if polygamy and gay marriage are the same as bestiality and pedophilia. Because that's the other thing that the conservatives predict. Oh, once you legalize gay marriage, pedophilia is going to be legal, and bestiality is going to be legal. But again, there's only one problem. Consent! Consent is the main issue. Obviously, Shamu can't consent. Lassie can't consent. Whatever horse or calf you want to stick your dick in can't consent. Okay? And children, by definition, can't consent. They don't even know what sex is. Their brains haven't functioned to a point where they can make that decision because they are sexually undeveloped. So no progressive, no liberal, no conservative, no anybody is ever going to argue for bestiality to be legal. They're never going to argue for pedophilia to be legal. Polygamy and gay marriage are totally separate, and what I'm doing here is I'm calling on liberals and progressives, don't be ashamed of it. Don't be ashamed to be in favor of polygamy. There's no reason. Like, I love how liberals, like, we always inch in the right direction. Very few people actually say loud and clear from the beginning, no, I'm in favor of that. I've been doing that with polygamy for years. You can go back and listen to the clips on YouTube. You can listen to the Blog Talk Radio show. I've been saying all along, consenting adults, if they want to do it, it's fine. So liberals, they grandfather in gay marriage, but then they get, questionable on polygamy. I saw a couple articles from so-called liberals where they're like, I don't know about this. Just fucking calm down. Again, consenting adults, what the fuck is the problem? Not that hard a thing to do. And understand, the final point I'll make here, this is the way I view it. The burden of proof to tell somebody that you can't do something is always on the third party. Is always on the person who's not part of the consenting adult group, okay? So for the government to tell polygamists, well, you can't be polygamists, okay, what's your reason? And then if they don't provide an argument that is satisfactory, if they don't meet their burden of proof, well then of course you should allow polygamy. Now again, you always weed out the fraud, and some people might take advantage of the system and try to do it that way for tax reasons. Well then you crack down on the fraud, but that doesn't mean you stop people who actually want to be polygamous. So I support this decision. I hope it stands, but that's yet to be seen. It might be appealed, it might be tarnished, it might be destroyed. But what I would like to see is libertarians and liberals get together and argue for this strongly because it's right.